What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people and I see dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Where is me watch? Where is me watch? There we go. There we go. What's going on? What up, family? What's happening? I need to get some lotion. Let me go grab the lotion. Up here washing my hands all day long. And you be missing the lotion. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling today? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, family? God damn. Shit. We here. We are in the building. What up, fam? AD struggling. Man, I set my alarm. My roughest days is after I do a really late live stream. And let me tell y'all, with the woes, some of the woes of being a high output, top of your game content creator is that when y'all feeling some type of way or whatever, you got PTO days. Most people in corporate America get PTO days, right? So they get days that, hey, you know, you accumulate them. Oh, shoot. Look at me. You get days that you accumulate every single month, every single month. And so if you don't feel some type of way or whatever, if you want to work from home, you could just work from home. As a content creator, it's a little bit different because especially, and it ain't even just being a content creator. There's levels to it, right? There's content creators that's just doing it. They know they're never going to be successful. They know they're never going to be shit. But they do it just for the sake of doing it because they just want to have a channel like everybody else, right? And then you have content creators that take it serious, but they don't have to actually be responsible for the platform. So a lot of what you see on Room 9, for example, is kind of cool for them. And one of the reasons that they like doing it is because they don't have to be responsible for clips. They don't have to be responsible for coming up with subjects, producing it, none of that. All they got to do is come up, show up, and talk. And they get paid handsomely for that. But then you got that next level of content creator. And the next level of content creator is the ones that's really taking it serious, right? So really it's another level above that is where we at. But let's just say, for example, we're going to put everybody that take it serious into that box. I have to adjust my schedule. And this is another reason why I can't work a regular job, is because I have to adjust my schedule. It's not even about celebrity. I'm going to address this in a second too. I have to adjust my schedule to make sure that I accommodate for everybody else. So what does that mean? That means that I know people get off work late, people got families, people got stuff that they're working on and all of that stuff. And so I have to stream later, go to sleep 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm back up to get back up on a live stream. And that's in between everything that you got going on all throughout the day. Business meetings, real estate, all of that stuff. And so I might go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I made it today. I might go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, but then I'm back streaming at 10 something, 10:30, 10:45 the next day. So you know, your sleep score on the Apple Watch is going to be a little bit different. And then you try to get a little bit more sleep. You try to take a nap throughout the day in the middle of the day, just so you can make sure that you take care of business. You know what I'm saying? So Isaac said, you just told me to get a second job the other day. Yeah, nigga, because you ain't got no business. What else you doing for your other 8 hours that you got? You chilling? You playing video games? You hanging out? We not the same. I work 17, 18, 19 hours a day. What are you filling your time with? What are you filling your time with? Yeah, get a second job. I ran a second job and I ran all of my content creation platforms at the same time until it became too much to where I couldn't justify continuing to stay in corporate America. Listen, if you the type of guy that have to say, man, you told me to get a second job, that means you're not ready anyway. You only doing it because somebody else told you to. You're not doing it because that's what you was just looking for confirmation. That means you still got the lazy mindset. It don't even matter. If you're a man and you're saying to me, but man, you told me to get a second job, what about you? You think I'm waiting on confirmation for somebody else to get a second job or what somebody else is doing in order for me to grind? You already behind the 8 ball. I was talking to a woman today, and she was telling me that she went into the office for the first time in well over a couple years, right? And she said she had to go into the office, and so she wound up getting dressed and dressed up. And she was saying how much she hated rush hour traffic and all of this stuff. And she said she went into the office this morning, and she wound up leaving early. And we had a conversation, but she said she wound up going to the office. And I'm going to still address that Missouri American Patriot question. She said she would never go into the office again. And I said, why? What happened? And she said, because she's filled out beautifully. She ain't got no kids. She looks really great. And so I said, why? What happened? She said, it's different now, Anton. I said, how is it different? She said, all of the guys in the office, they look at you like meat. She said, they don't look at you like coworkers. She said, I only been in the office this morning and she said it was one or two different guys that had invited her out to go and get some lunch together so that they can. I said, is it like, she said, listen, she said, it's so overt. They don't even look at you as a person no more. They look at you as food. She said, they don't even look at you as a person. Is that right, Keisha? She said it's different now. She said she don't know if everybody is over sexualized, if everybody is just only looking at how they can get their nut off or what. She said, but they look at you like you're the new girl in school, even though you've been working there for a long time. And she said she just they just focusing on, they keep their ass on the breast, they keep their ass on the waist, all of that. I said, word? She said, it's bad. She said, it's bad. It's really bad. She said she'll never want to go into the office again. I said, that's crazy. But I believe her. I absolutely believe her because of how over-sexualized everything has become. It's like y'all don't even know how to separate business from playground. Y'all messing with chicks on the job? You never mess with women on the job. You never mess with women on the job. Like you never put yourself in a position to get reported to HR. She said it don't matter if they're in a relationship, if they married, whatever. She said it's crazy. She said it's crazy now. Which then begs the question to me. Well, let me answer this real quick. Missouri American Patriot says when content creators think they have celebrity status. I'll say this. Most people, if you are worth your salt as a content creator, you eat, sleep, and breathe this shit. You very rarely are even outside like that. You eat, sleep, and breathe this shit. Bro, you live and die on work. Anybody that, and this ain't even just a content creator, this is just people that's dedicated to their hustle. Most people that get to a certain level in life, they not like when they pop outside, but 98% of the time, they hustling. Where do you see me at? Right here in the studio. I'm in the studio all the time. The updates for the Patreon is posted this morning. Where do you see me at? I'm in the studio all the time. All the time I'm in the studio. So I don't know where you get that from. I don't even know no content creator that give a fuck about being a celebrity. They about getting to the money. Anybody that's gotten to a certain level, they're not even tripping off no celebrity shit. They about getting to the money. That's for people that's clout chasing. They want to go outside and for everybody to recognize them. People that's real content creators, as real hustlers, as real grinders, they focusing on getting the money. The visibility comes with you being a great content creator. Just keeping it 100. But that leads me, and I'm going to read these super chats and we're going to get started with the show in a second. That leads me to a question that I have for you guys. And I'm going to probably pose this question tonight on the show on Relationship Wednesdays. Should women remove themselves from the workplace completely? Should we go back to a time? I don't time people out, so get y'all shit off. J Money. I love the chat. Should we go back to a time where women, should the workplace in most instances be the good old boys club? Should the workplace, considering that everything has become super sexual, is a part of why we are messed up as a society? If we start to peel back the layers and we start to get to the root cause of a lot of what's wrong with our culture and in our society, is it because women are in the workplace and women are working?
Some of y'all saying hell no. In some sectors, yes. Nope. The lack of self-control for men should not prevent women from getting the bag. What can they do if single? No mother effers need discipline. Come on, man. Let's be for real, bro. What we talking about? Ain't no man is ever gonna have discipline. I don't care how many niggas go to jail. I don't care how many dudes get me too. I don't care how many men get lied on. You know whatever ain't never gonna change? It's dudes breaking the rules when it come to HR and saying, hey man, I want to fuck on you. Overtly or undercover. You're not gonna tame up. Man, listen, trying to get men to abide by the rules when it comes to having women in the circle is like trying to tame a tiger, a Siberian tiger. When you turn your back, they're still going to get in that pouncing stance and they're still going to come at you. Tabby says, I don't think that's the solution. So what's the solution? What's the solution? The only way that you, listen, I told y'all, I already believe that what's wrong with our schools and what's wrong with our children is not only the parents, but the fact that they are co-ed, that they are both in a classroom together. You're not going to get people, these young people, to pay attention the way that they're supposed to pay attention if they always got some girls around or they always got some little boys around. So if they not doing nothing, I think that life really is a microcosm of what happens in high school. You're not going to be able to put the genie back in the bottle. Dudes are not going to stop doing whatever it is that they do. Women is not going to stop doing what it is that they do. And so what I'm saying is the core root of the issue the fact that we place money on a pedestal as far as how relationships and women are concerned. And that is the reason why you see an overwhelming majority of women trying to get to the bag inside of the workplace, which then creates an even more toxic environment. Because the more that you have men and women working together, the more you're going to have cheating, the more you're going to have fucking, the more you're going to have overtly doing this and doing that. And did we get so far into our financial situations to where we got away from what really mattered in life? And that's family, that's being, moving in a certain way. J Money says, how am I getting my shit off time? You literally said dudes who play video games are broken losers. You definitely weren't taking the Aiden Rosses and Neons of the world. You're at niggas. It's sad when I gotta keep saying it, and it's almost like people don't understand the context of it. And it's like we're adults. You should be able to read between the lines. 99.99999% of y'all niggas that sit there and play video games all day and is a grown man, you're not making no money from it. You're not Neon. You're not Aiden Ross. You're not them. So what do? You sitting at home playing 2K all day, ain't got nothing to do with what they got going on. If you are a grown man that have dreams, aspirations, goals, you want to get that big house. You want to start your business and fund your shit. You want to pay off your house. You want to get off your student loans. You want to get that fly ass car. You got some shit that you ain't never did before, and you sitting at home playing video games, nigga, that's a problem. Because these little NPC characters that you got on the screen that somebody else is making money off of you ain't gonna get you no closer to your fucking purpose. That's a problem. Whatever you're doing, it should be purposeful so that you can go and get whatever it is that you're supposed to have. And if you're qualifying yourself by comparing yourself to Neon and Aiden Ross, you're a loser. I'm not about to be sitting on a video game, playing games and not making no money, and I got some stuff that I really want to accomplish in life. What you talking about? You think I'm about to sit at home and waste hours and hours of my life. I got a limited amount of time on this earth, and I'm about to limit it playing video games when it's some stuff I really want to get out here. If that's not the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, I don't know what is, bro. Yeah, buying V-Bucks and Robux. Man, I'm not about to be sitting at home playing no goddamn video games. And I got some stuff I want to achieve. I got some places I want to go to. I can't fly in first class. You mean I can't fly in first class and I'm sitting there playing video games? I can't go get the car I want and I'm sitting there playing. I got a car note and I'm playing video games? I got a roommate and I'm playing video games? Yeah, if you 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, you in college and you having a video, you know what I'm saying? You connection, y'all, hey, we getting it in 2K tonight. Think I'm about to be at home by myself playing video games as a 25, 30, 45, 50-year-old man? Nigga, grow the fuck up. What are you, 6? This ain't even about nobody else. This is about you. You ain't getting no money on there playing video games and you sitting there playing games? I'm talking down on you. You defending it, I'm talking down on you. I don't play video games. Then what you defending it for? Nigga, reference some shit that's relevant to you. If it's not applicable, then it wouldn't apply to you. But I do think it's applicable. But just saying the fact that you talking down on others, I talk down on everybody. I talk down on everybody. Nigga, now what? White, black, if you a degenerate motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. If it didn't apply to you or if it didn't hurt you, then it wouldn't be something that you're trying to defend. Fuck is you talking about? We already behind the 8 ball. We already the most in debt. We over $1.3 trillion in credit card debt. Motherfuckers are sitting out here complaining about their student loan debt. Everybody talking about how they ain't got enough money to live. I want to end myself. Get the fuck off the video game, nigga. Get off the game. Wake up. Grow up. You still Fortniting it up? And it ain't nothing wrong with playing games leisurely. But man, come on, man. We know who these people are, bro. They putting 8-hour shifts in. Heavy. They 8 hours in. They missing work. Man, it's people that actually call off work in order to play a video. Man, it's people that call off work on release day. People is more concerned with GTA 6 than they are on their own child. They more dedicated to the server than they are dedicated to their own kid. They don't even know their kid. Your kid can't read and write. You read at a 3rd grade level, but you over here buying Robux. What's wrong with you? You behind the 8 ball, dog. You unproductive, bullshit motherfucker. Grow up. Niggas is unproductive as hell. Sitting there watching Gossip Girls. Just sitting there chilling. What? Anton, you're very disconnected from the average America. Absolutely I am. And I pray that God keep me so far disconnected that I never have to come back down to earth, because the average American can't afford to fix their tires if they get a blowout. You see that? That's my text messages. Leslie's car is ready. You know why her car is ready? Because it's getting more work and it's getting customizations done to it. Because I can afford it and I can have my daughter do whatever it is that she want to do. Anton, you're so disconnected from the regular persons. Thank you, Jesus. That was my prayers. God, take me so far in the sky to where I don't even understand what the cost of milk is no more. Bless me to never have to go into the grocery store and worry about what we gonna buy. Bless me never, ever, 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 ever have to sit in the back of the plane where all of the doo-doo is. And I'm a king. I don't want to be in the regular seats. I'm not going to my daughter's graduation and sitting in the regular seats. I got a suite. We gonna be in there chilling, partying. I'm gonna take a nap until they get ready to call my daughter's name. I'm like, whoa! I don't want to be around you. What you think? I want to sit there and hang out with you, try to figure out where the next payday loan place is? If that motivates you, you feel good because you amongst your peers, you keeping it real in the hood. You got to subject yourself to whatever the local politicians say. Then you're going to be agonizing. Oh, man, can I get on a payment plan for my property taxes? I don't want to be like you. I did that for the first half of my life. Nigga, we struggle. I've been broke. I don't want to ever be broke again. I'm trying to become so disconnected, so far away from what the streets is talking about. I want my daughter and my daughter's kids to be Nepo babies. Nepo babies. I want them to be sitting on Martha's Vineyard telling them, oh, what? Students' loans? They said student loans. And that's why we grind. That's why I'm up 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Nigga, I sleep on Saturday on the Sabbath. And then I'll wake up and I'll do it all again because I'm going to be the one that break the whole chain of poverty in the family. No more poverty. No more poverty. We not meant to live in poverty. We not meant to be broke. We not meant to be dusty. We not meant to be in the same sphere as a lot of these other people. No more poverty. Anton, you so far disconnected. I know that's because I pay for my grandma's rent, and I pay for my uncle's rent, and I pay for my aunt's rent, and I give houses away to my people. I build houses so that people can live in there cheaply. I'm not regular, nigga, because regular people go and get a mortgage. I go and pay cash for my places, and then I lower the cost of living for the person that rent for me so that they can have a decent life. I'm responsible for other people's well-being. You right, I'm not a regular nigga. I'm irregular, I'm abnormal, I'm exceptional. I'm an exceptional nigga like in Django. You's an exceptional type of nigga. I'm exceptional. I can control the rules. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to go to the corner store with you. I don't want to do none of that. None of it. What are you talking about? You not like the regular people. I know. That's the whole goal. Guess what? Everybody want to get rich. And when you get there, everybody want to stay rich. So the hunt is on 100% of the time. Everybody want to go and get some food. And when they get it, don't nobody ever want to starve again. Who want to go back to starving? Hey, man, I'm about to go voluntarily starve myself so I can seem like a regular person. I'm not. I got about $500,000 worth of equipment in here right now. He said you're low class in your own bracket. That's cool. I'm hood rich, nigga. I'm high class in Detroit, though. I'm the man in my city, though. You not rich in nobody's bracket. You not low class. You low class in all brackets. I'm the man in my city, though. I'm always going to be hood rich. Because them M's in my brokerage account, they say differently. You right. I'm low class in my own bracket. I'm low rich to the highest, but I'm rich. I'm closer. You know how Brian Scalabrine said, I'm closer to LeBron than you ever be gonna be to me? That's what it is for you. I'm closer to Jeff Bezos than you are to me. I'm closer to Elon than you are to me. I'm closer to Warren than you are to me. I can get to them, but you can't get to me. I actually go out to visit the president. I go and shake hands with the president. I can get on the president's golf course and get on his schedule. You can't get on my schedule. See how different that is? I can call somebody to get on the president's schedule. You can't call nobody to get on nobody's schedule. You got to buy a ticket to go to somebody's concert and sit in the nosebleeds and then pay $1,000 for your girl to meet Chris Brown. That's the difference. That's the difference. Should raise the rent on your ass. I should raise the rent on your ass. I should gentrify your neighborhood, nigga. Put you and your friends out. That's what I'm going to do. I should buy up the block and don't allow for you to come in no more. I should eradicate drugs so you can't make no money in your own city. Force you to move to Kentucky, nigga. In the fields. I should go pull out all of the applications and pull your baby mama out and give her a job so that she can take care of her kid. I should raise the standards of your baby mama. Make her a part of the team. Put her on a black couch. Fly her out here. Show her what another life is like. Let me turn up the heat. I see we're going to have a very interesting Wednesday today, okay? All right. All right. Okay. All right. Said false prophet. Then why your girl always saying, oh my God? Let me tell you something, bro. Listen. Somebody said Tasha and O'Shea got people on your head. The fuck you talking about? I just talked to Tasha yesterday. Me and Tasha what are you talking about? She called me yesterday. She said, Anton, you think that she don't like, come on, man. Y'all niggas is so slow to the party. Nigga, me and Tasha was kicking. We had a great, we be laughing at you niggas. Y'all so slow. You're so slow. You're so slow. You're like a Neanderthal. You're a Neanderthal. You think that she don't love me? Nigga, she called me and get permission for half of the shit that she say. Nigga, that's content. In real life, it's different. And nigga, that's what Tasha, what you talking about? Nigga, I know where Tasha live. You're so slow. You're so slow. You're slow Bob. Not even that other Bob. You're a slow Bob. But here's one more thing. All right, I'll give you one more thing. I can go through a transformation process and get super fit. You're never going to get rid of a little dick. There's nothing you could ever do that's going to fix being broke and having a small dick. There's nothing you're going to ever be able to do with that. I can make adjustments tomorrow. You can't. You'll never, ever be able to fix that shit. And you know how I know? Because you got a little dick energy, nigga. You small dick energy. You whining about other people. That's what all of these niggas is doing. They gossip girls. You can never fix that. Ever. You're always, no matter how many weights you lift, no matter how many roids you take, no matter how much pumping, no matter what you do, you still got to get in the shower. You got to take your pants down in front of her, and she going to say, what was that? Are you giggling at me? No, I'm not giggling at you. I think that you look just as good. And then she going to fake it. Oh my God. Oh, God. And she going to call me. Hey, Time. It's been a lonely night. Word, you want to come hang out at the studio, be my muse for a little bit? Yes. Soon as you touch her, she just electrifying. You can never fix that. You can never, ever fix that, ever. That's not in your repertoire. God didn't bless you. It is what it is. It is what it is. Executive Suite MLE. You didn't miss much. You didn't miss much. You didn't miss much. That's a fucking deadly combination. Big dick, big money. That's the combination right there, no matter how you spin it. Aura out of this world, little dick energy. Big dick, little dick. Big money, small money. That's why you're so loving to her. Because usually niggas with really small dicks, either they're super loving. Oh my God, I love you. I pander to you. You're the type of niggas to eat the box and you don't even know. You eat the box with the lights off. You don't even know what the fuck she look like down there. You're over loving because you have to make concessions. And I just say whatever the fuck I want. Who the fuck you talking to? I'm not making small talk. That's why you do that. Either that or you're incredibly angry and you just hate women. All of these hoes is bitches. I don't care nothing about them. It's either one or the other. It's two extremes. Whereas me, I just don't give a fuck. I just be chilling. Hey, they coming through? All right, cool. Make no concessions. I'm not cleaning up. Not making it enjoyable. I'm not doing none of that shit, nigga. I just show up. I just show up and I just breathe on that bitch. That's what happens. That's the difference. When you got big dick energy, nigga, you're not controlled. It don't matter if you're married, if you're unmarried. I do what I want to do when I want to do it because I'm rich with a big cock. That's the difference. That's the type of energy that I have. There's nothing that anybody can do because what you gonna leave? Big dick rich time? Ain't nowhere else to go but down. Facts. Who you gonna leave? Bartholomew? You gonna leave Bartholomew? Get out of here. Anton Daniels. Shout out to the Mushroom Kings. All right, we got to get started with the show. Well, listen. So you telling me you don't want me to interact with the chat then? Because the chat want this shit. Y'all don't think I love you until I start going off. You look forward to it. You can't wait to derail me. You don't come in and say, oh my God, I can't wait till you talk about what is happening over here in this whole situation with the Middle East. Oh my God, Anton, did you see this press conference is going on? That's not what you say. You come in and say, you so disconnected from the regular people. Okay, well, let me show you how disconnected I am. Let me show you how disconnected I am. This is your show. You dictate the terms of the show. You want to come in and act like you got some sense, then we can come in and start talking about all of the stuff that's happening in popular culture, and we can break down housing, real estate, all of that shit. Nope. You want to come in and start some and early in the morning, start the nonsense right after I woke up from a good old night. We had a good show yesterday. All right, well then that's what we gonna go then. That's the energy we gonna get to then. You don't feel like I love you. You like these niggas is like they're like women that love abuse. It's like some of these women, you can't convince them to leave because they feel like you don't love them until you just chastise them. I think that they lacking fathers in the household, and that's the reason why they feeling like this. That's the reason why they acting out. Shout out to my dog, Mike That Dude. I appreciate you, Mike That Dude. Also, Rand Wilson. $170 million California hospice care fraud. Okay, we can talk about it today. All right. Now, I'm going to get on point. But if I see a little bit too much unrest, don't think for 1 second that I won't derail this bitch and go all the way in. Care nothing about it. Mario DJ Complex NC says you made it to the death safe today. I was almost about to live stream from the crib. Daily Discourse with my dog Arturo says been trying to match your output on YouTube with 2 channels, and I don't know how you do it. You want to know how I do it? I make it very comfortable for me to work my ass off. How you had 3 channels and a Patreon is insane. And we live streaming tonight on Patreon. All right? Yeah. It should be clips dropping while we on this live stream. Trey Day says just showing the love and we appreciate the game and the gems you dropped. I need my bag chasers hat, by the way. Okay, Trey. All right, Trey. Okay, Trey Day. Jason Johnson says Chad Bianco for California Governor 26. I got to see what that look like. Joaquin Barr says I'm currently on my lunch break working 2 full-time jobs and I do Spark on the side. You're right. All men need at least 2. It's not even about 2 jobs. It's at least 2 incomes. I'm going to let you catch up on that. Curtis Taylor says Congress is talking about adding women to the selective service, a.k.a. the draft. Yeah, I think we got to put so much pressure on women to where they don't want to work no more. I used to play video games all day and smoke weed all day. Damn, I miss those days. Go ahead and get back to it. Keep me far away from the doo-doo, Lord. Tony Esquire says 68 to 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, meaning most workers have little to no savings. Life isn't a game, especially for men. That's a fact. Exotics Head Wearing Incorporated says 51 from the east side of Chicago. I love you, fam. Too much game and keep talking that Sabbath talk, which is our reminder of the Lord, the day that he returns and rules the earth for 1,000 years, the first resurrection. Manny Plays PC says, damn, sir, you hurt my feelings. You ain't even talking to me. Chad Bianca is a big no. He bent the knee to Black Lives Matter in 2020. He wants amnesty for illegals in California and doesn't want police to help ICE. All right, I guess y'all gonna force me to talk about Chad Bianco in California and do a little bit of research on him, huh? All right, what we got on the docket today? Let's get back to the thick of things. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I know what I want to get into first. The thing that I said that I was going to get into yesterday. Let's talk about
at the rodeo with y'all ass out, prints out, top part out. What is really going on? Don't y'all know as women, you don't have to always have everything tight. Everything don't have to always be shoved in you. Your ass don't always have to be hanging out. It's okay. And now it's also the older women where we getting older. I respect myself. I respect my husband.
What are we doing? This is the Houston Rodeo, ladies and gentlemen. And so this is how we're going to start our show off today. The Houston Rodeo has been overran by black culture. Yes, it has. Beyonce dropped the country album and everybody just lost their mind. And now everybody is going down to Houston for the rodeo during spring break. And y'all have completely ruined a family-friendly event. Now, let's be clear. I am not one to limit what women can wear. Your body, your choice. Your body, your choice. However, it is only supposed to be in the appropriate environments. Meaning that if you go to the Houston rodeo, chances are there's going to be kids and little kids and babies there. And when there are kids and little kids and babies there, you probably want to reserve yourself from having your ass cheeks hanging out. But guess what? We are now in a space and in a culture where nobody is accountable for anything and everybody is doing whatever it is that they want. Again, I think that there's a time and a place for you to go out there and put your ass out in the street. If that's what you want to do, hey, baby girl, have at it. I'm not going to say that we wasn't out on Blackout at night and doing different things or whatever, but guess what? For whatever reason, and I don't know if this is just a culture shift or what, for whatever reason, we were able to separate when it was appropriate to do things and when it was inappropriate to do things. We were able to separate. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on, fam. There's kids here. Hold on, bro. Don't do that. Even when it came to drinking, even when it came to smoking, the culture used to be different. They didn't blow smoke around the kids. They didn't do the ratchet stuff around the kids. They were a little bit more careful. About who it is that they hung around and what they did. Now, and let me tell you what else. This is crazy. Some of y'all are not even built to be wearing this type of hookup. What are y'all doing? What are you doing, ma'am? You letting your friends put this battery in your back? And have you out here looking crazy?
I respect my children and other people's children as well. That lady say when she went to the rodeo, her child eyes were so big, he didn't even know which way to look. These are people, children that's coming out to enjoy a family environment. And what is the problem? Why do everybody always feel like they got to have everything so tight? I understand every once in a while, hey, drop that heat. You know what I'm saying? But every time I remember going out in Baton Rouge.
I heard about that. Listen, it was somebody that was on the internet, and they couldn't show the video. So they blurred it out and they kind of gave a little bit of commentary on what was happening. I heard that it was people busting it down in the car, looking in, it was the fishbowl, so the windows wasn't tinted or none of that. And they was just going at it in front of everybody in the car. What is going on in society? How are we so bad? How did it get this bad? It can't be this bad. No way is this bad.
And I remember this girl used to walk through the door. I don't care if it was wintertime. I don't care if it was summertime. She had to have shorts in her ass. Because you know why? People want that attention. Or they don't feel they'll get that attention if they don't have those shorts on or they print not showing. Why do you want a man to not look you in your eyes and to look down there first? Because when you have that out,
And you know what the tripped out part about this is that y'all went down there to the Houston rodeo and y'all embarrassed yourself so much that they actually had to institute a dress code.
rodeo. I understand we're adults. We have free will. We can do what we want to do. However, it's kids out here. Like, put y'all butts up. We don't want to see y'all butts. Say the butts for the club. This is a family event. Let's keep it family, kid friendly. Put y'all butts up. That's it. Y'all look cute otherwise, though.
I'm outside at the rodeo, and a new ick has been unlocked. When you see a girl with like shorts on or a skirt, and the bottom of her ass cheeks are hanging out of the skirt or shorts, that shit is an ick. Why do you need attention that bad?
Maybe I'm more conservative than I thought I was, because the videos and pictures I've seen from the rodeo this year of people using ass cheeks as an accessory have appalled and disgusted me. And I love ass as an accessory. I went to the Cardi B concert last week, so much ass shaking, there was an ass quake. And I keep seeing people comment saying, well, children go to Mardi Gras and they're just fine. Yeah, because when you go to Mardi Gras, you expect to see ass cheeks. I'm going to a Cardi B concert, I expect to see ass cheeks. I'm going to a Mardi Gras parade, I expect to see ass cheeks. I'm going to an event that is founded and exists to fund children's education. I shouldn't see your ass cheeks. Act like you've been here before. Have some decorum and put on some damn clothes.
Well, y'all asked and now y'all shall receive. Yes, the Houston Rodeo has put a dress code on entering into the rodeo and the carnival. They're now saying as of today, March 17th, 2026, you will no longer be allowed to enter the grounds of the carnival or the rodeo if you don't meet their dress code requirements. Now, hey, I'm just telling you what they saying. Now, I know a lot of people, that was one of the complaints this year, that a lot of people were saying that the dress code was just outrageous. Women were coming in there half naked, showing off their cheeks and their boobs. And I get it. It's a family event. And you still have to be mindful that children are walking around. And everybody don't want their children exposed to that. So I get that. Ladies, we're going to have to learn that we can dress sexy, but still keep it cute and classy at the same time.
They got to put a dress code in place. And I said it yesterday. Rules are in place for people that don't follow any kind of cultural norms. Anybody that can't get themselves together, bro. It's so messed up. And how come every time that we go into a place and take over, we ruin it? We ruin it. We just ruin everything. Just ruin everything. Don't make sense, bro. Unreal. Gotta put a dress code in place to tell you, hey man, it's kids there. There's no place to actually take kids anymore. Everywhere is messed up. You go to the library, they're gonna do trans day at the library. What up, C to Corey? Messed up, bro.
We ain't got to go out there and show off our boobs and have our ass clapping when we walking. We don't, especially when you are in an environment where there are children around. Children. So
I'm gonna pull it up. I got you. Give me a second.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Now y'all have to be mindful. Next year, when we out shopping for our rodeo gear, now you got to have a dress code in mind. Now you got to follow a dress code because y'all just didn't know how to fucking act this year with letting everything hang loose. You ain't got to show everybody what your mama gave you. It don't have to be like that. Learn how to cover up and keep it cute and classy at the same time. So now that y'all done got these folks' attention, they listening. So, I mean, what else y'all feel like need to change? Y'all said the dress code. They've changed the dress code. So we still have a week here in Houston for the Houston Rodeo and Carnival. Just know, as of today, if you planning on taking your family out to the carnival and to the rodeo, that there's a dress code that's being enforced. And they will not let you in unless you meet those requirements. Now,
Here's a clipping of the requirements. Y'all take a screenshot of this, send it to whoever you need to send it to let them know they better make sure they following this dress code before they decide to load up the family and head to the carnival. All right, y'all. Leave y'all thoughts down in the comment section. We're going to talk about it there. Child, let me go mind my own business.
This is so silly. You got to have shirt and shoes required. Like we don't know that. No obscene graphics or language, no overly revealing outfits, no gang-related clothing and symbols. Yeah, we done broke the Houston rodeo, y'all. The culture has broken the Houston rodeo. You ain't got to worry about it. It's normalized. We chilling. You ain't gotta try to figure it out. I've already broken it down for you. That's a summary. Houston rodeo, broken culture. Culture up 1,000. Rodeo down 10,000. Culture up, culture broken. And I don't even think that I'm saying anything unreasonable, bro. Like, I'm not even saying nothing that's crazy to say, hey, listen, maybe you shouldn't dress so promiscuous in front of children at a family-friendly event. I don't think that that's crazy for me to say. Somebody said, look at the video from the STD woman. Here, let me share it with you. Because I actually had planned on doing a video on this before. So before I get into the super chats or get into the stuff, let me get into this video real quick.
Over spring break and all y'all going to Houston, I'm going to tell y'all what the STD rate has been from 2025 to 2026 in case you decided to go out there and hunch. Yeah, this real. I just thought somebody was calling me. Okay, syphilis has surged all the way up to 79% in the year 2025.
And that's the thing that's curable. Syphilis surged 75%? 79%? Sabrina? Mike? 79%. Oh, no. Hey, listen. If you were ever trying to consider whether or not you really wanted to go out here in these streets, or if you just wanted to stay home with something that's safe, here's God answering your prayer. Look, man, it ain't even about whether or not you can get pussy at this point. It's about whether or not you want to even take the chance of dying or suffering in the hospital. That's not even a flex no more to say, hey, man, you ain't even out here busting down these chicks. That's a fact. I'm absolutely in agreement with you. That's not even a flex, bro. You can't even pussy shame nobody no more, because that's the real flex is, yeah, man, I'm walking around with no diseases and I'm disease risk free. Real talk. If you able to live life disease, if you make it through your entire lifetime from sun up to sundown and you don't catch no venereal diseases, you won in life. And that's sad. That is sad. The reason why I'm not interested in anything except for getting money with you chicks is because I don't want to play Russian roulette. I'm not even interested in Russian roulette, bro. That's crazy. I'm 43-0, Mr. 43 Tex. 43 years and about to be 44 in April and next month. 44-0 out in this mug. I'm able to live, have fun, enjoy life. I ain't got to worry about it. I'm chilling. 44-0. Ain't got to worry about nothing. Just living life, la vida loca. I ain't got to worry about taking no medicine in the morning. I ain't got to worry about going to get no penicillin shot. I ain't got to worry about taking prep. I ain't got to do nothing. All I got to do is wake up and stream. How come everywhere that the majority of the culture, this is why I say, bro, I don't care about the culture. You know what you're going to care? You know what's going to happen if you care about the culture? You're going to go broke, you're going to go woke, and you're going to definitely be in a clinic. Woke, broke, clinic. Woke, broke, clinic. Woke, broke, clinic. I just don't care, bro. I'm cool. I'm cool. You can't even successfully have a bunch of baby mamas no more because you scared you're going to get the syphilis. She said syphilis. Nigga, I didn't even know syphilis was still popping. I thought that they had eradicated syphilis like they did the bubonic plague. I thought that syphilis was played out. I ain't heard the last time that a nigga said he had syphilis. I thought syphilis was a 90s thing. I thought syphilis was played out. Man, last time I heard somebody say they had syphilis is the last time I heard somebody say they had the measles. Y'all niggas still get measles? Syphilis? Who still gets syphilis? That's a boomer. That's a boomer STD. Imagine having to come home and say, hey, yeah, man, I got syphilis. We got to go and get that eradicated out of our system. You niggas still getting syphilis? Oh, shoot.
Into 2026, HIV has surged and increased in 17%.
1% in HIV is too much. 1% in HIV is too much. 17% is disrespectful. And y'all just had spring break there?
Gonorrhea, chlamydia has surged 32%.
I told y'all was giving them 2 for 1. You can't get one without the other down there in Houston and Atlanta. You're going to have to get herpes and chlamydia or gonorrhea and syphilis. Which one? And HIV. What a sprinkle of crabs.
And the ages are from 15 to 24 years old with that.
15 to 24 years old getting HIV and gonorrhea and chlamydia and the clap.
All the hot spots where they're saying like the main sources of these STDs are coming from. Montrose.
And remember, y'all, when we talking about this, the numbers are incredibly higher. That's just what they can document. That's just from people that actually have gotten tested. That is from people that actually went to the hospital and said, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? My dick is burning. What's going on with me, doc? Most of the time, guys don't go to the hospital because they don't want to know. And women, they go and get tested because they don't have no choice. That crotch is on fire. They got fire crotch. So this is only from the people that got tested. This is only from what they can document. This is not saying that, hey, everybody in the region got tested, and so this is what we know. It's a bunch of people walking around with the monster that don't know. How is that possible, Sabrina? You said I had a patient that had gonorrhea in her throat. How do you get gonorrhea in the throat? I remember back in the day, in the 90s and the 2000s, they used to have these colored condoms, and they would just pass them out. Now, apparently, the only place that you can get a condom is at Olympic Village. It's the only place you can get a condom is in Olympic Village. They used to have condoms everywhere. Like, it was free condoms that would pay for them and pass them out to everybody.
Downtown OST South Union area. The demographic is Black people, Hispanics, whites, ranging from the ages 15 to 35. Yeah, so if you went to Houston for spring break, I hope you didn't hunch nobody out there. Thank you. Have a good day. Be safe.
Yeah, everybody hunching now. Everybody hunching now. It's just too bad, bro. It's too bad. It's too scary out here. Like, honestly, we need them outbreak suits. We need to approach STDs because I know that everybody is hunching. I'm gonna read y'all super chats in a second. Everybody is hunching, but everybody acts so appalled whenever we bring up sex or whenever we start talking about how people are supposed to be operating appropriately when it comes to safe sex. If we have listen, we had a conversation on After Hours the other night. Friday. It was Friday night. We had a conversation on After Hours, and we was talking about how people are over-sexualized and what's gay and what's not gay. And if you do it with a girl, you do it with a guy. And we got into some heated discussions, right? Or it might have been Thursday or Friday. And it was so funny to me because I look at these videos and I see everybody hunching and everybody getting STDs and everybody fucking on everybody with no rubbers. And men are with men and women are with women and so on and so forth. And then when we be having these conversations on the panel or if I'm having the conversations on the Million and One show, y'all act so appalled. Y'all act like, oh my God, that's taboo. We don't talk about it. So who was all of these people that's busting down each other? And in the STD clinic with the fire crotch. So everybody is out here getting STDs, eating butt, and doing God knows what. But then if we talk about it or we start to have a productive conversation about what our health is sexually, everybody acting weird like they don't know what's going on. So behind closed doors, y'all doing some of the most monstrous things to yourself. And even when you're not hunching, porn is at an all-time high. Porn is at an all-time high. But then when we have a productive conversation on it and we start talking about solutions to the community and stuff like that, oh man, no, man, I'm not, look, this is y'all. Oh, hold on, fam. I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want to talk about it no more, man. I'm just chilling, bro. I don't want to talk about it, man. Look, we need to switch the subject. Super chats, time to read super chats, time to move the subject forward. And it's like, so is everybody hunching or is everybody chilling? Is everybody pretending like they're doing something or not? What we doing? Either we doing it or we not. So y'all doing it and y'all don't want to talk about it or what? Why can't we just be normal? Honestly, I think that we need to treat it like a pandemic. I don't know why we haven't. I don't know why there hasn't been a call to action. Bro, the Black community in particular, and I know that STDs travel far and wide to a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people. But let me say this, bro. Obviously, everything that when y'all see that, say that saying, when white people cough, Black people catch a cold. Or if white people got a cold, Black people is in the hospital. Whatever the fucking saying that y'all got, right? If it's a layoff, have you noticed that everything that happens, the harshest or the worst, it usually hits Black people harder than anybody else? If it's a single baby mama pandemic where women are choosing to have children single, then Black women are usually at the forefront of it. It doesn't mean that other cultures don't do it, but Black women are usually. If it's an STD outbreak, Black women is the ones at the forefront. If it's a single father household, Black women is going to be at the forefront. If it's a bunch of layoffs, Black women going to be at the forefront. If you notice, everything that happens in the community or in America, Black people are the least protected and the most affected. And it's because we don't change our cultural norms, right? So if collectively, maybe me not individually, maybe you not individually, if collectively we suffer the most, when Black people when people go broke, when the homes get lost, Black people get decimated. They don't just lose their homes, they lose every fucking thing. If the culture is so awesome, why are we the ones that always suffer the most? If there was ever a need for the NAACP or Black Lives Matters or Black leaders or anything, we don't have time to focus on any fucking thing, including racism, the police, or anything. We have enough self-inflicted issues that we need to fix. All right, listen. Black Lives Matters. If y'all really feel like Black Lives Matters, then y'all need to really tackle the epidemic of black people killing black people. Cool. NAACP. If y'all really give a fuck about what's going on, then you really need to tackle the whole idea that people need to be better educated and stop going to prison and actually getting jobs that's meaningful inside of tech or STEM-related fields and trades. Cool. That's your task. That's your task. Hey, church, black church. If you really want to focus on one issue that you really want to deep dive into, we really need to start treating sexual or related diseases and homosexuality like it's a pandemic. And we need to quarantine every fucking body. And instead of focusing on whether or not Target is giving you diversity, equity, and inclusion, maybe you should start talking about something and focusing heavily on something that's really meaningful, that can meaningfully make change inside of the community. But no, they're going to continue to pontificate in the line. They so busy clout chasing. They want to get the latest politician inside of the pulpit. You want to get affiliated and get somebody that invited you. And they invite me to these dumbass events, these NAACP, this bullshit events. Anton, come over here to this symbolic ceremony to honor the lives of Dr. Martin Luther King. Nigga, it's real issues that's happening in the culture. These hoes got diseases. The men is gay. Prison is not. We didn't know the prison statistics and the population is growing. Women keep having children out of wedlock, knowing that they're going to turn their son gay and he's going to go to jail. E.J. Johnson is at the forefront of the community and he getting interviewed and shit. You got jobs. You ain't got no fucking jobs. You ain't got no money. You broke. And everybody is scamming and trying to run a play on the nigga. And everybody pretending like they got money and they doing it for the gram. Nigga, it's real issues that y'all can talk about if you really want to solve for some shit in the community. But do you really want to solve for issues? No, because stuff that'll actually affect the culture and things and a positive change, you don't want to talk about that. We still want to keep talking about goddamn slavery. Man, when the last time we didn't have some slaves in this bitch? Ain't nobody got no goddamn slaves when we still talking about slavery for. Slaves? No, niggas need money. They need to get married so that they stop putting their dick in the street. Marriage is a protection. It's a hedge of protection for niggas that usually is overly promiscuous. You take that shit out on the pussy that you got, and that way you ain't got to get no diseases. You ain't got to worry about having no kids out of wedlock, and you ain't got to worry about being gay because you're too curious in areas that you shouldn't be in. Marriage will prevent your man from going to Atlanta and getting another man. That's what it's supposed to do. Marriage is not just about love. It's protecting you from the streets, you dumb bitch. No, but we so against anything that we've proven is good for the community. Niggas can't read out this motherfucker. We got a second grade, first grade average reading. Yo, kids can't write. Kids can't write. They can't even sign their names in cursive. And we sitting here talking about Trump. Nigga, Trump is the last thing that you should be worried about. You can't do nothing about Trump anyway. Ain't nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You can sit here, even if you hate him with all of your might and your guts, you can't do anything. You can't do nothing about Trump. You can't do nothing about Biden. You can't do nothing about Kamala. You can't do nothing about Obama. We sit here and we play like we really give a fuck about issues that's meaningful. And we can't do nothing to nobody. And the stuff that we complaining about, there is no change. And the very person that's trying to fight on your behalf, trying to end birthright citizenship for motherfuckers taking advantage of shit that was meant for your parents, you fight against it. We are cursed people. Curse. And part of the reason that we curse is because we keep letting you niggas pick your own leaders. You can't pick your leader, dumb motherfucker. The last time that we turned against God, that's when he gave us over to a reprobate mind. That's why you see so much homosexuality. That's why you see people out here, black people running around celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Don't even fucking know what it's about. You at the Houston Rodeo because Beyonce told you to. We ain't got no goddamn leaders in this bitch. That's the reason why we so fucked up as a culture. Because you keep picking a leader like you know anything that's good for yourself. You can't even pick a decent woman. You don't even know the difference between a woman that's for the streets and a woman that's going to be able to fucking manage a household. You don't even know how to vet a woman effectively. Nigga, how you going to pick a leader? We don't need you niggas to vote. Matter of fact, we need to take your voting cards away. Send these niggas back to elementary school and force them to be able to pass an arithmetic test and learn civics before you even engage in a political process. Too many niggas got access to information and don't use it effectively. You on here trying to Google how to finesse a bitch out of her drawers, and you need to learn who your governor is. Learn who your city council person is. Learn how to read, nigga. Niggas got their dick out their pants before they can read this, then, and up, before you know the difference between 2, 2, and 2. Neanderthals having kids and gay. Then you get curious and start eating ass. All of this shit, all of these diseases is passing around. Man, motherfuckers is getting that shit because they messing with men, dog. You fucking another nigga in the ass. Stop it. Let's get to it. It's Wednesday. This is the violence that y'all chose, and this is the violence that I give you. You can't read, but you can't wait to eat some ass and play video games. You video game playing, ass eating motherfucker. You a nasty nigga. And we supposed to listen to these niggas on these podcasts and shit. Coming up here giving your funky ass opinion. Nigga, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you. You ain't did nothing successful in your life. You ain't got no money. You ain't never been married successfully. You a 2-time baby daddy, and you got a warrant out for your arrest. Nigga, I don't want to hear nothing from you niggas. Suck my dick. I don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about. Can't nobody in the community tell me nothing because you ain't got nothing, you ain't did nothing, and you ain't even educated enough to speak to me. You can't even put together a sentence without saying, I don't want to hear from y'all. Get out of here. You're not a worthy opponent. Keep on coming up here. Man, I got smoke for you. Have smoke for your baby mama because you still paying child support after your kid turned 18 because you backdrafted. You ain't got a tax return in 6 years because they keep taking it for child support. Pissing me off. Want to have a conversation about who, what, when, where, why, and how. Niggas is more worried about 50 cents than the 50 cents they got in their bank account. You got 50 cents in your bank account and 50 cents on your iPhone. You niggas got a $1,500 iPhone and got $13 in your account. Fuck. But you got to get that new shit. All of you niggas is down in Houston, broke as fuck. Broke, Klarna, Afterpay, on Spirit, running Spirit and Frontier Airlines out of business. Every time they take a flight, they lose money because it's a bunch of people, and I see all of you big women that keep on getting on Southwest complaining. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, man. Let me read some of these super chat. Daily Discourse says, Kyle's in the rodeo audience now too? Yeah. Lex Please says, thank you for helping me grow into a better... See that? See that? Thank you for helping me grow into a better person. This is a true step out of my shell chapter. Love you, AD. I love you too, Lex. Love you too, Lex, please. Matthew says, you're the new Kevin. Nah, Kevin is always going to be Kevin. I can never be Kevin. There's nobody that can be Kevin. Nobody can never be Kevin. Kevin is Kevin, and Kevin got a legacy that's out of this world. It's nobody that can ever step into his shoes or even remotely replace Kevin Samuels. He'll always be him. I'm just Anton. My story not even done being written yet. People whole careers to get up and make videos about you. They support the ratchet and hate the real. Nah, they love me. They love me. They love me. I've never been more happy to be a lame because wow, says Lex. Tony Esquire says, women who devalue events like the Houston Rodeo were undrafted in the National Relationship League and became free agents to second and third tier simps. Chase Barnes says, happy Wednesday, AD and peeps. The barbershop is going to, at one point they had a condom stand in the shop. It's a mess. Chase, it's bad out here, bro. It's bad out here. Spacer says, I'm going to be catching a lot of flights with my new position at work. Can you explain the infinity stones of flight travel again? Appreciate you, OG. You got TSA pre-check. If you don't get nothing else, you got to get TSA pre-check. All right. TSA pre-check is key. And here's the key about the infinity stones. Clear, TSA pre-check, Sky Priority with Delta. So Sky Priority, let me tell you, explain to you Sky Priority. So Sky Priority, you automatically get Sky Priority. I don't know if it's gold or platinum. I think it's platinum. But once you fly so many miles or you spend so much money with Delta, you automatically get Sky Priority. Now, Sky Priority in certain airports allow for you to pass through certain lines. So I'll give you an example. In DTW, they got, well, in the McNamara terminal, anyways, it's the McNamara terminal, and it's the other terminal. I don't remember the other terminal. The other terminal got American Airlines, Spirit, Frontier, all of those, Sun Country, all of those other airlines. But the McNamara terminal, they have a line when you first go in, and then they also have the upstairs where you can check your bags. And then on both sides, they got the international, and then they also have the line over here, and they got the line over here. And in the middle is Sky Priority. Sky Priority, you can go in, check your bags, or if you're not checking a bag, you can just go straight up into the TSA, and you automatically through. You don't have to wait no lines, right? So all of these different things is like and what's the other one? It's the one where you don't have to show your ID. TSA pre-check, clear, Sky Priority, and I forgot what it's called, but you just look into it. You don't actually have to show your ID. It just reads you, and you go straight through. Digital ID and digital ID. It's digital ID, TSA pre-check, clear, and if you get to a certain level, like if you get to diamond medallion status, then it gives you automatic clear. So you can pick between several different things. I think I picked clear, or clear come with it automatically, or maybe it was one of my credit cards. I also get international upgrades on international flights to Delta One. So you could just buy a regular flight and then you put in for an international upgrade, and then they'll give you the sleep pod. So it's just different perks that come with flying a lot that you, and global entry. Yep. Shout out to y'all, and global entry. So those are the infinity stones. You want to get global entry, pre-check. Yeah, all of that I just named. That's the one you want to get. Amex gives you clear and TSA pre-check. That's correct. Yep. So that's what you want to chase. And really, it's not about the status. It's about the perks. Because if you're going to be spending an extraordinary amount of time inside of the airport, then you want to get through as fast as possible, and you want to be as comfortable as possible. And also those perks will prevent you from being able to miss flights. Because some people got to get there. Let's say you're running late, you try to get to the airport. I know I can still catch my flight if it's an hour before my flight take off if I leave right now. I'm going to get to the airport. I'm a parking valet. The valet is going to go straight up to the desk or straight to TSA. I'm going to go right through TSA because I ain't got to worry about nothing. And I can get to my gate and still get there between, 15 minutes before it closed, and I can get straight on the plane. That's the whole idea. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about convenience. It'll save you, bro. It'll save your life. Save your flight. You won't miss no flights. I ain't never missed a flight. Chase Barnes says, the barber shop I go to, they had a condom stand inside of the shop, and it's a mess. Johnny Mack says, I live in Atlanta and I can't afford to take the chances because I'm allergic to penicillin. Mr. Lott says, we're always slow to the punch, late to the party, last to react. Shout out to my dog, Mr. Lott. I appreciate you. Rashonda Blackwell says, good morning, Mr. AD. Time to bring back shame. Degeneracy seems to be the norm. It's destroying us. Our culture have serious issues out here. Praying for deliverance and transformation of the mind. Save who you can. Joshua Hardnett says, big dog, this is the kind of church we need. Big ups to you. Key. Oh, yeah. And let me say this. And then she also going to say, I know he need views. Who Who? Me? Let me show you something. She said, I know he need views. I said, who? I don't know if they know who they talking to. I just went to Social Blade, for example. These are the views per day that I'm getting on Social Blade. All right. I ain't even got to do none of that. On Thursday, 3-5, you just go and just pull it up. 2.9 million views in one day. 600,000 views in one day. 2.9 million views in one day. 1.1 million views in one day. 930,000 views in a day. 2.7 million, 1.4 million, 1.3 million, 900,000. This is in one day. This is in one day. This is not cumulatively for the year. This is what we doing per day on one channel. If I do anything less than 60 million views, 50 to 60 million views in a month, that's a bad month for me. If I do less than 60 million views in a month, that's a bad month to me. Who need views? That's a bad 60 million views in a month is a bad month to me. So I don't know who these niggas is talking about. I am literally the king. I am literally the king. There is nobody that is even remotely close in this sector to Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Let's be that's one channel. Let's be very, very clear. There is nobody fucking with my Patreon members in this sector. Not one person. Not one. And here's the key about it. You know what's so interesting about it? You know what's so interesting about me? I haven't even uploaded my audio to Apple Podcasts, Spotify live streams. I don't even cross-platform. I don't even upload my audio or any of that type of shit. I just focus 100% on YouTube. I don't give a fuck about Instagram. I don't care about TikTok. I don't care about X, formerly known as Twitter. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't care about none of it. I haven't even scratched the surface yet. I need views? Bitch, I'm the only reason that you got past whatever it is that you at. Let me finish these super chats. Key says, I can't AD chill. It's only Wednesday, but I'm always here for the derailment. Miss Allah says, guess I'm not writing how to survive.
Teen meetup turned mob has police calling on parents to step up.
The incident involving violence, but thankfully nobody was seriously hurt. Let's get to Stephanie Ramirez. She has more details from Navy Yard this morning. Steph?
Hey guys, good morning. And there has been an increased police presence here at Navy Yard all morning that we've been seeing. Is still this incident, though, we can tell you there were laws changed this past summer trying to address what's been going on really since the pandemic. Now, this is some of the video showing the chaos that happened this past week and shared to social media. DC police saying Saturday night mayhem included a 15-year-old firing a gun into the air, getting stopped by the National Guard, one child getting robbed of their shoes and a jacket, another person going to the hospital after being assaulted and robbed, and a 16-year-old taken into custody after Secret Service says they stopped a rideshare vehicle and saw the teen try to ditch a gun from that vehicle. We're told groups of teens started to gather in the park near the Navy Yard Metro at around 6:30 Saturday night, and then some 2 hours later, the crowd had grown to around 200. 2 weekends ago, Navy Yard was one of the areas designated as a juvenile curfew zone, part of the newer law that limits the number of teens that can gather in a public space from 8 to 11 at night. And then the citywide juvenile curfew sets at 11, but a curfew zone was not named for Navy Yard this past weekend. Brianna Fleetwood, she lives nearby. She told me she didn't hear about the chaos this weekend, but knows of the other gatherings that have happened here and have turned problematic.
The kids ain't like how we was back in the day. That's all I can say. Parents just gotta do better. But at the end of the day, we can't really do too much if our kids don't tell us what they're going to go do. So I don't really know. My child younger, so I don't have to deal with this. Yeah, I don't have to deal with this. So, and we stay in the house anyway. But yeah, the kids nowadays is like they out of control, and it's starting to become a lot.
Now, we can tell you that D.C. Interim Police Chief Jeffrey Carroll wrote in part of a statement, quote, "We need parents and guardians to be proactive and know where their children are and who they are with at all times." The police chief also thanking the assistant agencies. Guys, we know by the end of the night, 2 teens were arrested, 2 guns were recovered, and that most of the teens did start to gather by the time that 11 o'clock juvenile curfew hit. I'll send it back to you.
Back now at 6:42, businesses in D.C.'s Navy Yard are dealing with the fallout after another so-called teen takeover. The chaos this weekend ended with robberies, assaults, and a gunshot fired into the air. Police ended up arresting 2 teenagers. 7 News reporter John Gonzalez is joining us live here in Navy Yard. So, John, restaurant owners say all of this has left their customers and their staff worried about their safety.
And, you know, Adam, this isn't the first time or the second time, not even the third time this has happened here in the Navy Yard in recent months. And with opening day for the Washington Nationals just a little over 2 weeks away, this is the time of year when many of these restaurants and bars and shops are really banking on big crowds. Well, many of the owners here say after what happened this past weekend, they are worried about what these incidents mean for business in the coming months. Police say about 200 juveniles flooded the area once again. We've got the video to show you, leading to robberies, assaults, and a gunshot fired. 2 teens were arrested. 2 guns were recovered, but many restaurants had already locked down their doors and sheltered in place inside. Resident industry expert Mike Jones says events like this can really hurt business, especially in a neighborhood depending on weekend dining and nightlife.
These young people know they cannot be arrested. They're not going to be charged, and they know that they can keep doing this. And the problem is they don't recognize the financial and economic damage they're doing to that community.
They recognize it. They don't care. They don't care. They're not looking at it the same way that you're looking at it. You think that they worried about the financial and economic damage that they're making to these businesses? They don't care nothing about no financial and economic damage. They just damaging. That's all they doing is just hurting, killing, and damaging shit. All day, every day. And it's going to get worse in the summertime because the parents don't give their kids anything meaningful to do. So what does that mean? That means that then you get caught up in mischief. Part of the reason why we used to have recreation centers, why we used to have the Boys and the Girls Club, the Boys and the Girls Club still exists. At least it still exists here in Detroit, and they got some phenomenal facilities here in Detroit. The reason why we used to have all of these programs is to keep you busy. Is because the mamas start going to work and they couldn't shepherd their kids around or anything like that. And when the kids got big enough to where they didn't really want to be around their parents as much, you had a recreation center, you had a Boys and Girls Club, you had a community. Summer jobs. Summer jobs had nothing to do with y'all putting money in y'all pocket. Summer jobs had everything to do with teaching you work ethic, skills, right? Teaching you how to communicate with people, letting you know what it's like to have a job, and keeping you busy. Keeping you busy. Now, kids don't have nothing that's going on. They don't have anything popping. And so what they do is they get involved with a bunch of stuff that they're not supposed to be in, because who's going to stop them? Mama's at, how you going to discipline somebody and you working all day and you ain't got nobody to help you? Shit, people that are in relationships, people that are married, that have kids that be bad, sometimes they're going to go through their phases. And I remember raising my daughter, right? It was a time that it seemed like and Leslie has never been bad. Like, she's never been into no mess. And I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful for that. But let's just say, for example, you know, something, anything. Maybe she ain't turning in her homework on time when she's supposed to, when she's in elementary school going into middle school. Well, then maybe her mother's voice don't resonate because it's starting to sound like, you know, the same thing over and over again. And so she'll come to me and she'll say, well, you know what? I need you to start dealing with this, or you're going to have to. And I say, you know what? Listen, it's not playing out the way that it's supposed to play out right now. Let me take control of it. So I say, and I have a conversation with her. So now I am now the person. I say, listen, when I talk to her, when you got a problem and your teacher's got a call, I'm coming up to the school now. You don't have that. You don't have that. You don't have the ability to be able to adapt to the circumstances because it's just you. So you can't say, hey, I'm going to tell your daddy, because daddy in prison. You know what she going to say? Shit, tell my daddy. They be at school. Hey, I don't care what you say. What you going to do? My daddy in prison. He can't do nothing to me. I don't even know my dad. There is no balance in a household that allows for these children. And it's not their fault. They're children. They're supposed to be stupid and dumb and do dumb stuff. It's our job as parents to shepherd them properly. It's our job as parents to shepherd them properly. And you just keep hammering it home. And then sometimes your girl gonna say, man, she just keep, we got to switch it up. And then the man's gonna come in. I'm gonna come in and say, no, they supposed to be stupid. No, she getting it. It's gonna click into her head one day. You just got to keep on hammering it home and keep on having the same conversation. Keep on hitting the message. Keep on approaching it from a different angle. No, because I remember when I was that age and it didn't resonate with me. She's still a really, really, really great kid, but she just may not be hearing you right now because it's gonna click later on. It's gonna click when she get to high school. It's gonna click when she's a senior. It's gonna click when she graduates. It's gonna click then. It's gonna click then, and it always do. But you just got to keep putting it in them, keep pressing it in them, keep on reinforcing it. Keep on reinforcing it. And you can't be weary of well-doing because they're depending on you to be the adult. They're depending on you to be the parent. Don't give in and start being a friend. Well, they always been like this, so I'm just going to let them do it at my house instead of them doing it in the street. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it nowhere. You can't do it around me. You can't do it around a teacher. And as a matter of fact, if the teacher tell me, I'm kicking your ass. You don't get to stop being a parent. You don't get to stop doing what you're supposed to do. You don't get to give up and just let the system take control of your kid and let the police officers have to raise your children. That's not how it goes. That is not how it goes, my friend. So you just got to keep on being tough with them. Otherwise, this is what we're going to be dealing with.
Recovered, but many restaurants had already locked down their doors and sheltered in place inside. Resident industry expert Mike Jones says events like this can really hurt business, especially in a neighborhood depending on weekend dining and nightlife.
These young people know they cannot be arrested. They're not going to be charged, and they know that they can keep doing this. And the problem is they don't recognize the financial and economic damage they're doing to that community. Enough is enough. The city has got to put their feet down and say, one, where are the parents? Why are they not accountable? And what are we doing to stop this?
It's okay, Bree. We're going to get them there.
Yeah, tens of thousands lost for these businesses. And this weekend, Navy Yard did not have that juvenile curfew in place, a restriction that was active just last weekend. Community leaders are pushing for action. We know that there is an advisory neighborhood commissioner meeting tonight here in this neighborhood where the focus will be these teen takeovers and what can be done to keep the area safe as warmer weather moves in. We have more information, details on that meeting on our homepage.
It's unfortunate. It really is.
Reporting live at Navy Yard in Southeast, John Gonzalez, 7 News.
Well, 7 News has been covering these teen takeovers in Navy Yard since last year.
Damn, she cute as hell, ain't she? Shout out to DC. I didn't know y'all had it in y'all.
And we've been hearing from residents demanding the city do something to stop this. So we took those concerns to DC Mayor Muriel Bowser and asked if more should be done.
We can talk till we're blue in the face about the kids need more to do. Kids have ample programs to do. What we need is accountability for families and children who think that it's okay to treat any neighborhood like that.
Well, this comes as neighborhood advocates argue there should be more
She got dimples and everything.
free, safe programs for kids to have an outlet, and that the district's current programs don't go late.
Yo, who is that? Who is this lady? Hop on. Who is this woman? We still men, ain't we? No, we not men. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Somebody send me, hey Desiree, somebody send me, has Bay? Whoa. Wait a minute. She just had a baby? All right, I'm good. We'll pass. I think y'all niggas just be telling me that. Y'all, I don't know if y'all really telling the truth. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification. Said, what was the news about again? Damn. Yeah, she had mine. Yeah, all right. Nigga, you can't put a claim to something that ain't yours. No, we don't want to hear that shit. Throw AD off the scent. She is. She bad as hell. She is bad as hell. Did she really just have a baby? Sheesh. Dirty Mackin with baby mama rumors as new. What up, Tim? What up, Tim Speaks? My dog. Me and TM, we be having differences of opinion all the time. That's my dog. Angie, I'm trying. Ange, I'm trying. Oop Milk says 80 said sound like he want another kid. I go back and forth about that shit all the time, to be honest with you. If I'm just being honest, you know, I live my life like an open book. Ain't nobody like me. I use my real name on the internet. Very few people actually do that shit. I go back and forth about that sometimes. Honestly, I think about it and I say, should I have more kids? And then on one hand, I say to myself, that's selfish because I would only be doing it for ego purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a kid, I would be doing it for ego purposes to see how much more perfect I can raise my kid than I raised the first one. You know? So on one hand, you look at it from that lens. And then on the other hand, you say, there's such a relief that comes along with knowing that your child don't have any deformities, that they still a virgin, that they was raised without being weird and they just a normal human being. And it's like finally got them through. You know what I'm saying? And so you kind of just be like, man, I'm ready to just chill and slow motion and all of that shit. But if you had another kid, it would be like doing that shit all over again for another 20 years, 25 years. And it's like, oh, no, bro. It's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. So You know, you just think about all of the possibilities and you run it through in your mind. You just run it through in your mind. So, and that don't mean nothing, Super Mario. Technology is different today. It's not the same as it was back in the 70s and the 80s and shit like that. If you was to get a vasectomy, you can reverse that shit. You can do, it's a lot of things that you can do to bypass that whole situation. It's not about the money at this point either. So I'm good off the money. Yeah, it don't matter. If you get snipped, that don't even matter no more, bro. Honestly, it's so much technology nowadays. You don't even have to worry about that. Ain't that crazy though? Ain't that crazy having a normal kid is a flex? That used to just be normal. Now it's a flex. Now it's a flex. But make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Buddy said, does your daughter want a sibling? We talk all the time about kids. We talk all the time about what her future gonna look like. And the same conversation what I was having with Les, and she was asking me at what point would she ever have to work, and I was like, probably never. She said, I asked her how many kids would she want. She said she would have at least 3. She said she would want to have 2 boys first and then have a girl. And I was like, word? She's like, yeah, man. She said after Taekwondo, after all of this, the only thing I really care about is being a mom. So right now, my daughter is really like on some, only thing she care about is being a mother. She don't care about working. She don't care about no job. She don't care about no curriculum. She don't care about school. Really, all of that shit is just keeping her busy and keeping her focused so she can focus on being a child as long as she possibly can. But her goal in the future is just to be a mom. That's all she care about is being a mom. She like cooking. She like doing all of the regular stuff. So she not focused on all of that. When I talk to my daughter, that's what she say. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So we don't talk about her having a sibling. That's not really a conversation ever. Somebody said, well, the kids have your last name. The kids is going to have the last name of whoever it is that she married. Come on, man. That's disrespectful. I wouldn't even, listen, if the man is so weak to where he wouldn't even want to have he would allow for her to keep her last name, that's some weak shit. I wouldn't even want her to be married to nobody like that, bro. No, she would take the last name of whoever it is that she would marry. That's the thing that you're supposed to do. Ain't that what you're supposed to do? No? You would try to bully somebody like that? That's crazy. Y'all some wild boys out here in these streets. They call me Mr. Bibb says, don't try to be a life coach if you haven't even had a life yet. That's a good. That's pretty good. Michael Mitchell Jr. says, AD, you said if somebody ever come and say anything about you, you wouldn't say anything, wouldn't even address it, whether it's true or not. I don't know what the context. I don't know the context that you meant though. Yeah, that's true. And that's the goal. You know what threw that off initially was when people started coming for my family. I don't give a fuck if people talk about me. I don't care about none of that shit. What initially triggered me, and what initially got me pissed was, people going after your family and stuff like that. People that's not content creators. But I've even adapted to that now. So I'm still navigating through that. When it was just me, I didn't trip, I didn't trip about it because it was just trolling. Like, yeah, people lying, people making up shit. It just is what it is. But when it crossed that line and when people start to go down that path, like the lunch lady, the lunch lady girl that I was just talking about, I don't pay no attention to that. But initially it pissed me off because it started to affect her life initially before we re-insulated her and then it no longer affected her life anymore as much. But yeah, it pissed me off. It absolutely pissed me off for a second. So that's how I kind of went to the dark side a little bit. Remington says, I'm not yet ready to embrace fully being on the dark side. That's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. 100%. So I know about it, Memphis. I covered that a while ago. Let's get into Cuba. I want to get into Cuba. Why didn't that pull up yet?
Island of Cuba is in a blackout at the moment. It's the first time this has taken place since the Trump administration placed a total oil embargo on this island. And the concern is, although we've had island-wide blackouts in the past, is whether or not Cuba can get the power back on. What happens typically when you have a blackout in a province or in part of this island, they were able to essentially jumpstart those electrical grids using other electrical grids where they've not lost power. When you have an island-wide blackout like this, 10 million people in the dark at this moment, it gets much harder to do that. And on top of this, you have no oil coming into this island for the last 3 months, ever since the Trump administration began this pressure campaign trying to get Cuba to open up economically and politically. You're also dealing with a failing infrastructure, and an infrastructure the Cuban government has not invested in years, despite the fact that power outages have become more and more common. So already over the last few days, we were seeing blackouts that sometimes could last most of the day, an entire day. In one small town in eastern Cuba, people actually rose up and attacked the Communist Party headquarters. That's obviously something the Cuban government does not put up with here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try Black Navy American vet. I'm gonna focus more on staying away from it. Every day, honestly, that I wake up and I think to myself, you know what? I'm gonna just stay focused. I'm gonna be out of it and all of that stuff. Sometimes you go off the rails, and that's why I try to stay out of it. That's why I try to stay focused on the positive things in life, because I don't want to go into that dark mode. I don't want to do that. I want to chill and I want to have a good time and enjoy life. And so, I'm fallible just like everybody else. So let me reassess and get myself back into the space that I'm supposed to be in. Anyways, neither here nor there. But let's talk about Cuba, right? Cuba has been without oil for 3 months. Yep. Trump was playing chess a long time ago. The Trump administration decided that when they wanted to deal with Venezuela, they were solving for 27 different problems all at the same time. The one problem that they dealt with was the long-term issues with Cuba, right? And Cuba was interdependent on Venezuela. So Venezuela was, in a way, a spider web that connected all of the different dots that then gave the United States of America visibility into a lot of different issues that they were going to solve in the future and they were going to solve for the immediate term. First things first, they had to be able to justify going into Venezuela because We knew that Iran, China, and Russia were all finessing Venezuela and collapsing their own economy and plunging their own people, plunging the Venezuelan people. You got to be an evil motherfucker in Maduro to be more willing to help your enemy, to more be willing to help other people outside of the country while you completely collapse your own country. So, for example, inflation, the money didn't even mean nothing over in Venezuela anymore. The money didn't even mean anything. And even when Democrats and Republicans agreed, contrary to popular belief, Democrats and Republicans agreed on Iran until Trump did something about it. But that's a whole nother conversation. We'll get into that later. Right? But the point is that when all of our adversaries felt more compelled to do the things that they were doing because they had control of the oil that was in Venezuela, right? And Cuba, by extension, was also interdependent on Venezuela for their survival. That is the thing that put their battery in their back to talk so much shit to the United States. So then once Trump went in and got Maduro, which all of Americans should have been rejoicing over that because Venezuelans were, and the Democrats were the ones that said that Maduro was a tyrant and didn't even deserve to be in office and put $25 million on his head. They also said that he was running drugs and guns, and he was infecting things that was going inside of the United States of America, as well as empowering our enemies. Well, you got to cut that off. You got to cut that limb off. You got to cut that tree off. So then the United States of America placed an oil embargo on Cuba. You don't have to go into a place that you can control and you can starve into doing the thing that you're supposed to do. Because the leadership, first of all, never invested in the infrastructure. So all of these years that Cuba, right, was getting oil from Venezuela, they didn't invest in the grid. They didn't invest in infrastructure. They didn't help the people. The lifestyles of the people didn't go any better. And so they just was pocketing the money while at the same time giving a very basic service. And now, once they got cut off with the oil embargo, now Cuba don't have no friends. They thought that they had friends all across the globe, but guess what? Guess what our biggest investment is? The military. The military. Our military is the greatest investment. That is the thing that allows for us to be able to live the lives that we live. It is what allows for us to be able to criticize on our computers and having good times and having freedom of speech, while at the same time, all of our boys is doing the work and getting this shit done all across America. And the politicians that should have been doing it before Trump came into office, Trump is cleaning up the mess. So now Cuba is saying, all right, we want to talk to y'all. We want to figure it out. We want to get things together. We want to go and take care of business. Now they want to talk. See, they didn't want to talk when they didn't have an oil embargo. And now their people are rising up against them because Cuba is also a communist country, meaning that they don't have free and fair elections. They don't get to choose their leader. They don't do none of that. They're living under a real authoritarian rule, not the shit that Democrats are trying to sell you about what's happening here in the U.S. They are truly living under what Mamdani thinks he's doing in New York. That's what they're doing in Cuba. What Mamdani think he about in New York, this is what they was really dealing with in Cuba. And so the minute that they got that oil embargo, now they fail. It's a failing country. It's a failing nation. And the people are starting to get restless, and they're starting to burn and hit pots and pans and rise up against the leadership in Cuba. And guess what? As the infrastructure fails, as the sewage systems fail, as they turn off the electricity, as they no longer have any oil, you know what they're doing?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Radio? Are you on a live stream? What's going on?
Did you get my text message?
Yeah, that's why I called you. You said just call you.
So you want me to say it? I mean, I don't know if you wanted to keep it like private or what.
Content creators, let's rock.
Stephen A. Smith wants you to come on his show on Monday.
Tell Stephen A. Smith I'm there.
Monday at 3:30 Eastern.
All right, we doing it in person or we doing it online?
Via Zoom, he said.
All right, cool. We can do it. Tell him I'm in.
Okay.
All right, bye. All right, well, next Monday at 3:30, me and Stephen A. Smith gonna get it in. We're gonna get it popping. We're going to get it popping. You know what? You know what? You guys are right. You are absolutely right. I need to focus on the bigger picture. I need to focus on the bigger picture. I can't focus on things as meaningless to me. Fuck the sector. Fuck these little content creators. Fuck them all. I don't have time. You know what, chat? You're right. You're right. You're absolutely, positively right. No point in getting involved in the foolishness. We're going to let the little kids and the little people that's playing in the dirt, we're going to let them play in the dirt. Don't worry about it. We going to get it. You know what? I'm going to move the Patreon live stream to tomorrow after the live stream that we do on this show. Because Anton has to go and have some conversations anyway. So we're going to do Wednesday night tonight, and then we're going to do the Patreon live stream Thursday at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right? All right? Naomi, we got to let the dirt rascals play in the dirt. We can't focus on the shit that these little people are doing. And my guy just sent me an email talking about my Tamarario. Look at God. Look at God. Hey, Anton, I wanted to update you on the Tamarario. This is today at 12:58 p.m. Your car is built and on the way to Lamborghini warehouse to be prepared for shipping. We are probably looking at the end of April, early May. I can't be fucking around with these little kids out here in the streets. I got money to get. Fuck is we doing? I'm not. Jason 18, it's going to be tomorrow after the live stream. I don't have time for this little shit. Got money to get. I want to see what it looked like. I changed the color on it. Oh, I got my VIN number. Is Tom Dog going to be the first in America to get a Tamarario? What you say? Summer is mine, nigga. Summer is mine. Summer is mine. Summer is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Yeah. Summer is mine. Summer is mine. This is my year, nigga. This is my year. This is my year. What was we talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's refocus, guys. Let's refocus. We got to get back to it. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. We got to focus, guys. We can't get distracted with shit that don't matter. Let's focus. Cuba.
And so people were arrested. People have been threatened for going out into the street and banging pots and pans.
Red Man got his already? All right, well, I'll be the first one in Detroit with it.
Calling on their government to turn back on power. The government here blames the U.S., blames the Trump administration, but has said in recent days that they're willing to negotiate an end to this crisis. It's not clear if they have time to at the moment because the situation here gets worse and worse by the day. And increasingly, when you talk to Cubans, they say they feel they have nothing left to lose.
When you say Cuba is next,
Cuba.
is Cuba whatever you do with the military there?
That's why I say the way Trump said, Cuba. I'm gonna say it the way that the president said.
They feel they have nothing left to lose.
When you say Cuba is next,
Cuba.
is Cuba whatever you do with the military?
Yo, we got the greatest president in our lifetime, yo. We got the best president ever. We got the best president ever. Ever. We're going to go over Nick Shirley tomorrow. We have the best president ever. There is no better president than Trump, bro. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100. Ain't no better president than Trump. That dude is so funny. He is hilarious. Running up a bag. What up, Molly? Running up a bag and getting to the bag at the same time.
There, seems like something. Will that look more like Iran or Venezuela?
Can't tell you that. I can tell you that they're talking to us. It's a failed nation. They have no money. They have no oil. They have no nothing. They have nice land. They have nice landscape, you know. It's a beautiful island. I think Cuba, I don't know, in its own way, for, you know, tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island. Great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change, you know. They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's seen the end. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now.
Well, Cuba right now is in very bad shape. They're talking to Marco, and we'll be doing something with Cuba very soon. We're really focused on this, but we're dealing with Cuba. Marco, do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Yeah, I mean, Cuba has an economy that doesn't work and a political and governmental system that can't fix it. So they have to change dramatically. What they announced yesterday is not dramatic enough. It's not going to fix it. So they've got some big decisions to make over there.
That might be our presidential lineup, our president and vice president right there, back to back. That may be 2028 president and vice president right there. J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio. J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio very well may be our next president and vice president. Marco Rubio is smart as fuck. J.D. Vance is smart as fuck. Yo, our future in the Republican Party is in good hands, in my opinion. Our future is in great hands.
Secretary Rubio, do you support, and I know this is up to Congress, but do you support easing the trade embargo if you get more cooperation from Havana?
Well, I'm not going to discuss what we would talk about or not. Suffice it to say that the embargo is tied to political change on the island. The embargo is codified. And but the bottom line is their economy doesn't work. It's a non-functional economy. It's an economy that has survived. That revolution, it's not even a revolution, that thing they have has survived on subsidies from the Soviet Union and now from Venezuela. They don't get subsidies anymore, so they're in a lot of trouble. And the people in charge, they don't know how to fix it. So they have to get new people in charge.
Yo, listen. I think that's the lineup right there. I think that's it. That's it. It's going to be up. It's going to be absolutely up. Rubio has grown. He has. Rubio very well may be the second most important person in the administration next to Trump. I do also believe that Trump likes Marco Rubio the best and more than anybody. But usually the line of succession happens with the vice president going and running after the president. So I don't expect for Marco Rubio to immediately try to become president of the United States of America. I think that they already got their succession line. I think the Democrats are incredibly in a lot of trouble. They don't have anybody. Even if you wanted to say, well, Democrats have become so radical that they would actually probably try to go with somebody like Mamdani. Mamdani can become mayor, but he can't become president because he wasn't born in the United States. Mamdani has hit the top of whatever it is that he can do. And I don't like him, but I know that Mamdani is somebody that's marketable, right? That can get talking points done, but he can't necessarily get legislation pushed through. So even if you wanted to pick a Mamdani and they say, oh, well, this is the future of the Democratic Party, it's not, because he can never run for president. He can't become president of the United States of America. So when you start to think about people in line in succession, we have a hell of a bullpen. We have a hell of a bullpen. You got J.D. Vance, in my opinion. I think he up next because he's vice president. And it always goes vice president, comes up right after the president. And I think that Marco Rubio is eyeing a 2036 run. $2028 is J.D. Vance. 2032 is J.D. Vance. And then 2036, I think it's going to be, I think you're looking at Marco Rubio. Honestly, I think they already got their bullpen lined up. And Democrats, they don't have a fucking clue, bro. They are in shambles. Shit, you got, what's her name? Maxine Waters still running for re-election at 87 years old. Somebody says, I think JD is falling down that pecking order. No, I don't think so. You got to remember, we're only 1 year into the administration so far. We're only 1 year into the administration. J.D. Vance has been more visible than any vice president that we can think of in recent memory. J.D. Vance is way more visible than Kamala Harris was, way more visible than Biden was, way more visible than Pence was, way more visible than Al Gore was, right? Way more. J.D. Vance has been crazy visible, more than any other vice president in history. And so I think a lot of times y'all taking the fact that Marco Rubio has been in the thick of things when it comes to negotiation, international relations, and we in a social media era where a lot of international news has been hitting our airways. But I think that the natural succession is usually going to be J.D. Vance, and I think that Marco Rubio is going to try to run as the vice president of the United States of America. Am I talking about James Brown? They saying JD don't agree with the war. Yeah, that's what the rumblings was, but I haven't actually heard that out of JD Vance's mouth. When they asked him, when the press actually asked him, that's not what he said. I agree with you, TM Speak. You're 100% correct. He's the VP. He's doing his job. It's just that Marco's job is on the front burner. I agree. So we'll see what happens. Either way, I think that we got a hell of a lineup. If we listen, this is my thing. If we're having to choose between J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, if our greatest argument is who's most visible and who's the person that's actually going to be the successor, I don't think that we have a bad choice. I don't think you can go wrong with either choice. Everybody loves Marco Rubio, and J.D. Vance is the next in line. So either way, if Marco Rubio is on the ticket, whether he becomes vice president or president, I believe that the ticket is solid. If this is the thing that we have to worry about, then we have a good problem to solve for. The question that you got to ask yourself on the Democrat side is, so you're going to go with Gavin Newsom. It seems like Gavin Newsom is the front runner. Gavin Newsom, who completely destroyed California, and that's all you really hear about on that side. You don't hear nothing. Gavin Newsom is the best y'all got. He's going to get destroyed. He's going to get destroyed. Absolutely going to get destroyed. I don't think that Democrats have a chance until 2044. They got till 2044 to get their shit together. I don't think they got a chance until at least 2044, bro. Shout out to your oldest granddaughter, Lonnie. I'm going to read the super chats in 1 second. But I want to go into one more thing before we get up out of here. Oh, and there was some old footage that resurfaced of Charlamagne saying something about R. Kelly. I'm not even going to entertain it, bro, to be honest with you. I don't think it's worth talking about. I know a lot of people trying to come at Charlamagne. Historically, I have not necessarily liked Charlamagne or cared for Charlamagne, but I don't believe in trying to mess up his money just for the sake of messing up his money. I don't believe in that. He cool. Oh, I seen what happened on Gilbert Arenas' show also. So that was pretty interesting. Maybe we'll cover that tomorrow.
This is what happened when you don't want to negotiate. Israel unleashing fresh strikes on Iranian terror proxies in Lebanon as Iran retaliates, targeting central Israel with dangerous cluster missiles.
Yep, let's go to Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst live in Tel Aviv as Israel reveals it has taken out another top Iranian official. Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. A senior Israeli official telling Fox News that Ismail Khatib, Iran's intelligence minister, was killed in a precision strike overnight. Khatib was responsible for managing Iran's global cells, these sleeper cells in countries around the world that even threatened U.S. politicians and President Trump. This official says this man had blood on his hands, American blood. They go on to say...
So the guy that managed... So the guy that managed the world sleeper cells on Iran's behalf. Yo, they killing kids. They eliminating whole lineages out this bitch. Oh, what? You manage what? What part of the management of the regime are you? You the cameraman? Drop a bomb on that nigga, dog. Hey, dog, we see the Iranian head cameraman coming out. I'm sorry, what position are you? You the blunt roller? Hey, send a missile on that. Send a cluster missile on that nigga. I'm sorry, what? You the mistress of the woman that... You the mistress? Cluster bomb that bitch. Jay Graham said, oh, you the pool guy. Pool guy, listen, you might have been listening to too many conversations. Clusterfucky. They not putting no limits on motherfuckers. They coming and they putting bombs in everybody's drawers. Everybody's drawers. The minister of cluster cells, sleeper cells worldwide, gotta go. You gotta go. They don't care about nothing and nobody. They are sending a point. We not playing no more. We not negotiating with terrorists. We not doing none of that. We are going to go ahead and put bombs in everybody's drawers. In everybody's drawers. It's not about rejoicing, Yakar. It's about the truth. Yakar, you should know more than anybody with all of the stories in the word of how they had to destroy everything completely and they couldn't leave anything to chance. You don't leave the sleeper cell minister still alive when you go ahead and make the call. When you got to put the call in, you got to make sure that everybody got to go. Everybody got to go.
That Khatib was actually the only person to survive the opening round of strikes in Operation Epic Fury that killed Iran's supreme leader. Those 40 officials killed in around 40 seconds. All of this taking place as we're tracking new incoming fire from Iran. Overnight, missiles soared through the skies of central Israel. Some of them intercepted. Others had cluster munitions on top. And you can see in this aftermath video here, just outside of Tel Aviv, flames spewing from a parking area beneath a building around the central part of the country. 2 people were killed in the area of Ramat Gan. We just returned from that site where we were interviewing a military spokesperson. A significant amount of damage to apartments there. All of this was taking place as the Israelis launched a fresh round of strikes against the Lebanese capital of Beirut, going after Iran's largest proxy there in the Decay neighborhood. These strikes took place following new Hezbollah rocket fire into central and southern Israel. You can see here the strikes in Lebanon that took place overnight, and the aftermath video there in Beirut. An entire apartment building was taken out in one of those strikes. Now, the Israelis are not just striking Lebanon, they are also striking Iran with a new wave of strikes today. And we know that yesterday, the besieged forces, this wing of the IRGC, were targeted there at their checkpoints around the Iranian capital of Tehran. President Trump was asked yesterday about the threat from Iran. Here's what he had to say.
So they've been a threat for a long time, but they've really been a threat. If I didn't terminate Obama's horrible deal that he made, the Iran nuclear deal, you would have had a nuclear war 4 years ago. You would have had nuclear holocaust, and you would have had it again if we didn't bomb the site.
The most important thing to look at here is Iran's ability to deliver missiles to Israel and regional countries. And that was the concern that President Trump was talking about there. Iran was pursuing a nuclear weapon. And if they could attach that weapon to the top of a ballistic missile, it would be landing in regional countries or allies like Israel. And that was what the president has described as an imminent threat against the United States, its forces in the region, and of course, allies like Israel. Guys?
So Trey, the Wall Street Journal goes into detail about what the Israelis and our intelligence officers are doing to help get the I guess country ready for a takeover. And what they do is they try to bomb the headquarters. They bomb the headquarters, flushing out these leaders who've set up shop either in underpasses or in tents. And if they get blown out of those tents and underpasses, they were told to go to sports complexes. And when they gather, then they take them out. So it's a systematic way to take out their leadership.
This is so crazy. Hey, y'all hanging out in tents, big dog? Somebody in the chat says there's no definitive leader that's winning this, or there's no definitive winner that's in the lead right now when it comes to this war. It hasn't been fair since we started. What you talking about? You hanging out in a tent, you making calls in tents, big dog. You out there, you just like van life in California. You just like van life in California. You hanging out in a tent, big dog.
They're also, Mossad is evidently contacting leaders and saying, you're on a blacklist, you got a choice. Leave right now, join the people, or you're dead. And they're essentially responding to this by saying, I'll leave. Are you hearing some of this stuff, some stuff too?
Yeah, absolutely. There is a real-time intelligence apparatus working behind the scenes to identify where these officials are and to take them out. The strike that took out Ismail,
Look, hey, listen to this. The AI screen genius, we know he been trolling. He be trolling all the time. We let him get his troll off. But we're going to make him feel good. He says, that's so ironic because you're going to have to use nuclear weapons to defeat Iran since their missile production is in the mountains and not in the city you keep showing getting hit. Fam. You don't think that the United States of America know where Iran's missile production is? You don't think that they know where the leaders are? You don't think that they know where the hoes at? You don't think that they know where the garden tools at? You don't think that they know where the knives at? You don't think they know where the guns is at? You think they just figuring it out? You know what? We can't find it. It's somewhere in the mountains, hidden somewhere. You know, when I think about my life and I think about how I've come to become so successful, I realize it's not that I'm smarter than everybody else. I work harder and I'm just a normal human being that can think normally. It does not take a rocket science to put together that I'm pretty sure that they know where everything is at and they're not surprised about whether or not the missile capability and production is going along smoothly. You don't have to be incredibly smart to win in life, y'all. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to be incredibly smart to win in life. All you got to do is chill and watch and use your normal everyday context clues, bro. Honest to God.
Was a joint intelligence effort, we are told, by the United States and Israel to go after not just the leadership of Iran, but also the support staff. And that is why you saw those strikes yesterday in Tehran going after the besieged forces. These are ground forces. They're individuals who are in the streets manning checkpoints to basically instill fear into the population so that they won't come to the streets. And that's exactly what the United States and Israel wants to avoid. They want to give the Iranian people the ability to peacefully demonstrate if they decide to do so. And that was what we saw earlier this year, a crackdown ordered by these top officials and these forces on the ground. And so this intelligence apparatus that's operating in real time behind the scenes is allowing them to identify who these individuals are, who ordered the crackdown against protesters, and then to take them out in airstrikes.
So, I'm sorry, Hansel, go ahead.
Thank you. So, Trey, Donald Trump has said this week that Iran is talking to our people and they want to make a deal. And Brian was talking about how the foreign minister over in Iran was texting with Wickoff. And Wickoff announced that. And he said, no, I didn't do that. Well, we obviously trust the Trump administration versus the leadership in Iran. What's the truth here?
Yeah, the Iranians also say they're not targeting civilians, and we just returned from an apartment where 2 elderly people were murdered in a cluster munition strike. They also say they're not targeting Gulf countries, and they're targeting Gulf countries each and every day. They've said that they've not tried to mine the strait and that they are not posing any threat to the region, but yet they are firing ballistic missiles toward the U.S. Embassy in Iraq, for example, and launching drones and missiles through their proxies, the Shia militias there. And so oftentimes we hear these statements from the Iranian regime and they don't match the reality on the ground. And so we can expect to have them deny internally that they are trying to reach a deal with the United States. But again, we have to think back before this war began. Before Operation Epic Fury started, Steve Witkoff, the U.S. Special Envoy, was speaking on a daily basis directly with Iran's foreign minister. So it's not surprising that they would be speaking now.
But Trey, this intelligence chief, Khatib, had a dual role. Obviously, he's the Minister of Intelligence, but he also reported part of the IRGC. And he was responsible for a lot of this hacking that's going on, and also the intelligence that was targeting the civilians. Is there anyone below him now that has that role?
The Iranians have prepared for this possibility that their entire leadership structure would be targeted in airstrikes. And so they have people that can step into these positions. But when we think about the bloody resumes of these individuals, it's substantial because the sleeper cells and the individuals who are operating around the world on behalf of Iran to commit acts of terrorism, they're ordered by people like Ismail Khatib.
That's right.
This official told me, and I want to just read you the quote that I obtained earlier from a senior Israeli official. This official said, this man had American blood on his hands. His network specifically targeted current and former U.S. officials, including President Donald Trump. And so, again, this gives you a sense of just how dangerous these individuals are. They do have the ability to pass off the baton to other officials in Tehran to continue these activities, and they will likely do so. But the Israeli officials have described it to Fox News as a hunting effort. They say they will hunt down these officials, and every time that they replace someone who's taken out in a strike with American and Israeli intelligence, that combination, they will go after them each and every day.
Yeah, if you can get that internet on, that'll lay the groundwork for the people.
So that is the latest update of what's happening with Iran. They don't have any leadership. They don't have anything, and they're getting bombed to oblivion. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Great show. Great show. Okay, I completely understand family is aligned. Shout out to Michael Mitchell Jr. Yeah, but now I've decided that I just want to completely get rid of all of the nonsense. I don't really care anymore. I'm moving in a different direction. Once I got my Temerario and delivery on a delivery date, I said, woo! I'm good. After that, I don't even need no more cars. I'm going all old school. After that, I'm done. Chris Cunningham says, don't go Stephen A. Smith bashing the Knicks. I am Super Mario says, can we do Patreon? Can we do the Patreon in the evening? I have some questions I'd like to run by you. Congrats on the okay. All right. I'm going to update the Patreon right now, and it's going to be the final time and date. No more changes. I know everything is kind of going off of a whim because different interviews and stuff like that. Give me a second. I'm about to do it right now. This is the definitive time and date. It will not change again. Definitive time and date is there. It will not change again. That's that. All right. I'm trying to listen to the people. All right, you got it, Super Mario. I looked out for you. Purple Haze says, congrats on the show with Stephen A. Big dog. Yeah, I gotta focus. I can't got time for the nonsense. AD out here. I'm here for it. Bag Chasers, we up. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. And us Bag Chasers get an exclusive review of the car on Patreon. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. ABJ's Wise, Strong, and Smooth says from the DC story, Navy Yard is still southeast, just like National Harbor is still Oxon Hill. Still the hood. Police got to be the parents now. Much love, time. Shout out to ABJ. Daily Discourse with Arturo says JD Vance just got tasked with destroying the fraud in Minnesota. If he accomplishes goals, he will easily have a huge track record to run in 2028. I agree with you. Chase Barnes says, at this point, these people are hazardous pay. Away report says, Anton, CNBC reached out to your boy for an interview, seeing my lives and love what I'm doing. Run that bag up. Never say no. Way report. Here's the thing. Never say no, ever. Figure it out. Move it into your schedule. Make sure that you say yes. It's going to be, you don't want to miss an opportunity to make an impression, ever, ever. All right? I need to give y'all some. Remember when I just did the live stream on Patreon about guerrilla marketing and what that'll do? Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. All right? Listen, again, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to see y'all tonight. Peace.